You say, boss.
I always feel like when you lose your shit, you lose your leadership. You know?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
It's just kind of something I've always kind of tried to administer in what I'm doing. But he's a huge role model for that, of how he motivates people and how he does so without flying off the handle, and is just very focused on what the right thing is at the right moment.
Yes.
You know?
Yep. So so did Andy tell Scott something? Is that what I'm trying to? What did Andy say to Scott?
I mean, okay, so when you guys did the full send on the podcast,
yes,
there was a full send, yes.
And he was like, "You want to date me?" And everybody heard it. It was the shooting your shot heard around the world.
Yes.
Basically, everyone who likes you, which is a lot of people, started reaching out to everyone who knows me.
There we go.
I think it was like Andy was vouching for you. I think it was my relatives, my cousins were like, please, please, please. He's amazing. There were friends that were like, he's actually an amazing guy. Like, he's so great. There was a lot of kind of people whispering in my ear about you. And that's not normal. Like, it's not normal. There are people just willing to go to bat for you and be like, you don't understand. This guy's incredible.
Well, Andy, well done.
Yeah. Thank you, Andy.
And Scott. And Scott, thank you.
There we go, Scott. Speaking of which, how's Scott doing? He's doing good?
So he is doing incredibly well. My dad had an interesting summer. He actually had a quintuple bypass surgery, and that's a really intense surgery.
Yeah.
So it all happened really quick. He went in. I know he would want me to say this because he really he learned a lot through this process. He's had a healthy, perfect EKG every year that he's gone in to get his physicals.
Yeah.
Perfect EKG.
Yeah.
But what found his 5 hard blockages in his heart was a resting stress test. So he's been telling all his friends, you need to get the stress test because that's what's actually preventative. If you can find that earlier, you don't have to have a bypass surgery. You can sort out those blockages with stents and things that are a lot less invasive. So he finds out that he's got these blockages. They're like, we got to do this like tomorrow.
Yeah.
You shouldn't, like, we don't know how you walked in here, dude. This is crazy. So he was, of course, saying to our family, he was like, you guys are busy. I don't want you guys to have to like come in here. Like, you and Austin are busy. Like, just you don't have to do this. Like, don't
brave
come.
dad, the strong dad that,
right.
you know.
He said something about like when a cat is injured, it curls up around a tree and heals itself. I was like, Dad, cats don't have quintuple bypass surgery.
He tried to relate.
That's wild. You're just saying stuff now. That doesn't mean anything to me. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to come there.
Yeah.
All right. Like,
yeah.
So he wakes up from surgery and it's my mom, my brother, and me and his best friend. And he comes out of surgery and he did like a comedy set for like 15 minutes. He was the funniest he's ever been, and he's usually really funny. But he's like, we didn't know how many blockages he had, and I was like, Dad, you had a quintuple bypass. You had 5. That's crazy. It's more than we thought. And he's like, well, you see, I come from a very competitive family. And it was kind of wild because it was very parent-child reversal.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Like my brother and my mom and I were each taking shifts in the ICU and staying with them 24/7. And I remember when I was a teenager, my parents would always, the big fight we always had is I'd sneak my cell phone into my room and be talking to my best friend Abigail under the covers all night. And they'd be like, you have a test tomorrow. You need to rest. We're taking your phone, whatever.
Yeah.
I'd get to the hospital. My brother will have done the night shift. And he's like, Tay, you got to take his phone. I caught him FaceTiming his friends all night. He needs his rest. He needs to be sleeping. He's FaceTiming all night.
It's like one of the main things you need is that your body to just like
recover.
And I'm like, I'm not taking his phone. He'll get mad. He's like, I'm not taking his phone. You got to be the one to take his phone. I'm like, I'm not doing it. My mom's like, I don't want to do it. My mom. So we're just like, it's like we've got we've got to take our teenage son's phone away from him because he's FaceTiming all night. He came out of surgery, tried to give guitar picks to all the nurses and doctors, but he wasn't wearing pants, didn't have pockets, hospital gown. You know, I'm having these moments where I'm like, this dude built play sets and swing sets and cribs for me. I'm building his shower chair and his walker and his like bed that goes like this. Like, it's just surreal, man. And you're like, you know, we just all moved in with him for the whole summer pretty much. and just, you know, cause you can't really walk on your own. We had a little harness for my dad, just like walking dad on his harness. And he was like the loveliest patient ever. He just kept saying thank you over and over again. So
guy was full of life, man.
Yeah.
He was appreciative that he caught it.
And he still is.
Yeah. You know it.
We had the FaceTime with him last time we were together, and I was like, "Yeah, he hasn't changed a bit. This guy's still freaking got the energy going." Yeah,
So like Trav was hanging with him the other day, and he was like, "So, sweetie, he says he's at 75%, and if this is 75%, I'm truly terrified of him."
To give you the update, I'm probably at 85 to 90% now. So we still got a month though.
Yeah. So my dad's like, new arteries, new me. My mom just got a new knee.
There we go. New knees.
She's doing great. She's scampering around. We're not quite at scampering yet, but she's doing great.
She's up and moving around.
Yeah, this was just like the summer of my parental upgrades. Like we're just upgrading the parents, making sure that they live to be at least 186 years old.
Huge.
Because they're two of my best friends, and I just adore them. And it was actually one of the most special things that's ever happened to me, like spending all that time with them this summer and getting to, like, you have those long talks that you don't have when it's like a small concentrated period of time. This is when I learned to do the sourdough, right? My parents' friend Tina sends over a loaf.
Shout out Tina.
That's my girl.
I love you. Thank you, Tina.
Sends over like the best loaf of bread I've ever had in my life. To call it bread feels really, honestly, sort of like
it's gold.
Sort of like minimizing what this was,
it's modern day gold.
So I'm like, I need to know how to do this. I go over to Tina's house. She teaches me how to do it. She gives me some of her starter. Life is never the same. Okay. All these things are happening in Florida. Travis is doing his training. He's like, look at him.
In Florida. I'm in Florida.
Look at him. And he's so fast and he can jump so high. So if this was our Florida summer.
That's what it is.
It's a hell of a drug.
It's one hell of a drug.
Really Florida'd it up.
How many people have come up to you guys and talking about or spoken about how much they've appreciated you being a part of the Chiefs and like their daughters all of a sudden being into sports? Because I get it all the time.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how much you guys get it, how much the game has grown.
It definitely feels like a lot of people say that to us, which is really kind, because there was never a thought in either of our heads that was going to be.
I had no idea. That was a pleasant surprise. Seeing all the little girls in the stands at games, and you could see a proud father right there standing next to him. It's definitely been fun to see that surprise.
You know, I think a lot of the women and girls, maybe they like watched one game to see me cheer on my boyfriend or whatever. But if they stayed, which is what people are saying based on the numbers, that's because the game is so great and it's such an amazing, interesting thing to learn about.
I will say it was cool to see the comparison of it all, because the way she runs her tour, her show, her like team and everything like that is very like team friendly. There are similarities in terms of her athleticism.
Yeah.
What she's doing for 3 hours.
I mean, listen, I was screaming. I was screaming for 40 seconds during the intro, and I'm out of breath.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the preparation it takes to get there. We can work on that.
I got a whole regimen for you.
Okay,
we'll get you on the tour prep. It'll be great.
Perfect.
The goals that you set for yourself to achieve, like it's very like there are some similarities that I thought you found like, I don't know, like fascinating that you kind of have that same regimen going into stuff. And I thought that was fun for me to at least see when I saw you on tour and saw how much of a team you guys were.
On paper, like we actually kind of have a very similar job. Like our job is to entertain people for 3+ hours in NFL stadiums. And it's like,
it's
like when I'm there, it's called a dressing room. When Travis is there, it's called a locker room.
Yep,
for me, it's called a rehearsal. For him, it's called a practice. For him, it's called his coach. For me, it's my mom.
Yeah.
So there will be times for like game versus show, right? I'll be like, baby, how was the show? Game. How was the rehearsal? The practice. Field, stage, they're the same thing. We just call them different things.
Yes,
Very
exactly.
true.
It was cool to see the comparisons and how it kind of, I don't know, both aligned. And how hard she works in the gym. We've been to the gym like numerous times, and she works harder than me every
That's
time.
not true. That's crazy. You can like
Every
squat
time.
lift a car.
Okay.
That's, he's just saying words.
That's just
He's just
genetics,
saying
baby.
words.
That's just,
But
that's the good
one
old
rep.
Kelce genes.
That's one rep. This is what people
I can
forget.
stretch more.
One
That's
rep
what I
of a-
can do more.
Yeah.
I've heard about we've talked about the treadmill walk-in while you're doing the whole show and like all of it. We can't walk for 4 hours, Kevin.
you
When's the last
kidding
time you
me?
walked for 4 hours, Travis?
I've never even tried that. I'm not stupid enough to try something like that. You kidding me? My knees would be shredded.
Oh my God.
So one of the other things that's been crazy to witness is just the media attention, right? Like I think you play in the
What media
NFL,
attention?
you think Travis
On the two of us.
let me. Yeah.
talking
Yes. Okay. The media attention on your guys' relationship, on the amount of people that talk about it constantly, the theories that are out there, of which I am probably way too invested in. How do you guys handle all of the noise and chatter about everything that's going on in both of your lives?
We don't really. I don't see a lot of things. I'm of the firm belief that like, you know, if you're basing your if you're getting your feedback from the internet or from comments and stuff, like I just really think that like anything you feed your brain, it will internalize. Anything you feed the internet, it will kill.
Yeah.
I've been in the music industry for 20 years. It's pretty hard to hurt my feelings at this point.
She's a pro, and it took me a little while to be a pro about it. I think initially, and there's still some like wacko theories from the beginning that I was very like, oh no, like how is she handling this? I don't like the last thing I wanted to do is screw this up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, in my mind is like her being so calm, cool, collected, and so just real and understanding about everything that's going on really made me grow up real fast in that aspect of things.
But also I think the fact that you genuinely find a lot of online discourse to be truly hilarious.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
hilarious.
that changes things
Yeah.
for me
That's-
because
discourse
Find the
and truth.
You know, if
Find the humor in it. Find the humor in it.
if he's seeing things and he thinks it's funny and it doesn't even affect his day at all, like that's really completely bled into the way that I metabolize these things. It's at a point where like something can be about me, like my name can be in the actual headline and it can still be none of my business.
Okay.
Like, people might be out here doing too much.
Just shaking ass.
Doesn't mean I have to do a damn thing.
Yeah.
We live in such a social media moment where a lot of people's identities and they get their feedback from that, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm a real constructive criticism guy. Like, give me constructive criticism all day. I will take it.
Coach me up.
It'll fuel
She's
me.
an athlete, dude.
It's helpful, right? But I have so many like friends or acquaintances or people where like they'll see one comment they don't like,
Right.
and it will ruin their day. It'll ruin their night. Like, and I just want to say to them, like, you should think of your energy as if it's expensive, as if it's like a luxury item. Not everyone can afford it.
Yep.
Like, not everyone has invested in you in order to be able to have the capital for you to care about this.
Right.
Because like what you spend your energy on, that's the day.
And it's so
Doesn't,
true.
right? Like it doesn't matter where you were. Like maybe you went to go get coffee today. Maybe you saw friends today. If you were obsessing over one thing that you saw, like you literally like saw some guy call you mid and and you can't stop thinking about it.
No, he did not.
You can't stop thinking about it, dude. That's the day then. That's the night then. And so I've been able to sort of mediate a really healthy relationship with not seeing a whole lot.
To what you just said too, and social media expounds all of this because everybody knows if they say one thing, but all of a sudden if they put Taylor Swift attached to it, it's going to get 1,000 more retweets and likes and hate comments or love comments or whatever. It's going to stir up tons of controversy.
Totally.
And I get this way all the time where I just recently like went into the facility with Cam Jurgens and something was happening like in the social media world that I was like, why are people like upset at this person? This is bullshit, yada, yada. And Cam just hit me with like, are they really though? Or did just one person say something? Cause I used to get the same way where I'd get upset. And then it took me like Actually, nobody really gives a shit about this.
Jason's early Twitter years. Oh baby.
Oh my God.
Oh baby. He had to get off. He had to literally step away.
It hit me right between the eyes.
Because he would respond to, I wouldn't say everybody, but he wasn't shy of letting people know how he felt on Twitter.
Oh yeah, no,
based off of their comments. It was honestly Philadelphia. You guys know this. It was a treat, and it's become a treat again now that he's back on, because you'll have a friendly conversation.
Twitter used to be like a different thing, right? Like you remember Twitter. You're like, I fed a squirrel ate a piece of bread. Didn't know they ate bread
I need
like
to get
that.
Back on
Straight
Twitter.
smashed it.
Now that there's autocorrect, I need to get back on Twitter.
Used to be, right? I'm like, I need a pair of scissors to open these scissors. Like we're just thinking things, right? It's like a different thing now, and it's kind of about like. Information is power, I guess, unless all of your information is geared towards you thinking that everything is about you. Because, not everyone is ever thinking about one person all the time at any point. It's just like if your algorithm is giving you either criticisms of yourself or adulation or praise, you're creating an ecosystem in which you're the centerpiece of the table. And I just don't think that's healthy. Like that's not the way I want to move through the world. So I do detach from the internet in a huge way. Like I'm just not, I have had my comments disabled on Instagram for like 10 years now. Yeah. And it's very smart. I don't miss it.
Yeah. I found that out after the Eras tour. Comments were going to be the first way.
Dude, the problem is, I get so mad, I then go and look at all the other comments, and then Twitter just feeds me more.
And dude, you're on like Reddit.
It's like, so we saw that you like this.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I'm like, I don't know what this is, but get it out of my office. It's on fire.
Yeah.
My business is making music and taking care of my fans. And I have ways of monitoring what they want from me and how best to entertain them, which is my job.
Yeah.
And everything else, I'm just sort of like, it's not my business. I have actual business that I need to run. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if we just talked about what people said about our relationship? Yeah. Because if we talked about that, that would be all we talked about, because there's so much chatter. It's like we're busy having an actual relationship.
I want to hear sourdough bread puns.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
You will.
Thank
and that's
you.
A promise.
All right. Let's get to the part of this show that I think is what everybody is going to be talking about.
Do I get to say it? Do I get to say? I get to say the two words. Yes.
Well, I think we were going to try. I think
this is
first
what
of all, you can do whatever you want, Taylor. We're not going to review. This is very much whatever. I want to work within
the framework of the podcast. I'm a fan of the podcast.
Typically, we would allow the guest to say new news.
Yeah, I want to do it.
But with Zach Brown, we had another bit that we did. I don't know if you saw.
I don't know if we can get
harmonized.
Back to this. I forgot everything that Zach taught me already.
All right, let's just let the expert take care of this.
Okay, I wanted to scream it.
Taylor,
just Travis style. Do you want me to start it or echo it?
I think Taylor has a little bit of new news.
Yay! She's a natural. She's a natural.
It was as fun as I thought it was going to be. Oh, it was everything. It was everything and more.
We did talk about Easter eggs earlier.
Yeah.
And at the very last Eras tour, you didn't take the lift. You did not. You went upstage and exited through an orange door. Why did you change the ending?
So I'm happy you mentioned that.
I was about to say, Jason,
did you see that the fans noticed this? Because I was pretty proud of them for noticing that.
They noticed everything.
I was surfing the internet and saw something.
Yeah. So that was, I was pretty happy that they noticed that. I was like, trained them well. So basically every night of the Eras tour,
they know everything happens with a reason. Taylor's a planner. She's not just a random orange door.
Eggs everywhere. Just eggs everywhere.
What's happening there? Why? Anyway, so I would leave the stage every night going down the elevator lift. That's how every single Eras show ended, except for the last one, where I exited through a door, an orange door to be specific. And
orange.
That actually was an Easter egg. Basically, the reason why I chose to exit that way is because I kind of wanted to give a little subliminal hint to the fans that I may be leaving the Eras Tour era, but I was also entering
a new era.
A new
orange
era. So I wanted to show you something.
Okay. What do we got?
We got
A brief.
Taylor Swift had always believed that the holidays had a kind of quiet magic, but nothing prepared her for the swirling, cinematic energy of this particular December. Kansas City was cloaked in a hush of snow, the city lights twinkling like distant stars as she stepped out of the car and into Travis Kelce's world. Inside the mansion, a Boxing Day dinner was about to become a memory no one would ever forget. The entryway was filled with the scent of pine and cinnamon, the walls strung with garlands and the faintest echo of holiday music drifting through the air. Laughter erupted from the dining room. She spotted Travis at the head of the table, grinning in his ridiculous but adorable matching white pajamas. A look only he could make seem both dorky and endearing. Her parents were there too, visibly at ease, their daughter's happiness painting new lines of joy across their faces. As Taylor slipped into her seat, the hum of conversation drew her in, the clinking of glasses and plates creating an intimate soundtrack. The table was a masterpiece, every detail carefully curated, the kind of scene that begged to be captured in a photograph. But tonight, no one reached for their phones. Instead, they passed plates piled high with roast beef and buttery mashed potatoes, swapped stories about childhood Christmases and favorite gifts, and teased Travis for his questionable taste in holiday sweaters. Taylor's chocolate cake, decadent and slightly lopsided, drew applause and requests for seconds, her baking prowess surprising everyone, herself included. After dinner, the group gravitated to the living room. The fire snapped and danced. Taylor curled up on the floor, guitar in hand, strumming a few chords as Travis fielded football questions and tossed a mini football to anyone brave enough to catch it. The room buzzed with the easy energy of people who genuinely liked each other, who weren't afraid to be a little silly, who were grateful to simply be together. But beneath the surface, echoes of the night before lingered. The Chiefs' devastating loss, the uncertain future, the rumors spinning out of control. Travis's career hung in the balance, and though he smiled and joked, there was a shadow behind his eyes. Taylor felt it too, the weight of what might be ending, the anticipation of what might begin. She looked at Travis and caught his gaze, and for a moment, the whole world seemed to narrow to just the two of them. He reached over and squeezed her hand, a silent promise that whatever happened next, they would face it side by side. The day before, Arrowhead Stadium had pulsed with energy. Taylor arrived in her signature red lipstick, bundled against the cold, her parents walking close, fans calling her name. She waved, her presence stirring a frenzy in the crowd, but her eyes were always searching for Travis. From the suite, she watched him on the field, saw the way he pressed his hand to his heart during the anthem, the way he moved with both intensity and grace. The rumors had swirled all season. Was this the end for Travis Kelce? Would he walk away from football and into a new unknown? Taylor watched every play, every tackle, every near miss, her heart pounding. The Chiefs struggled, Mahomes was out, and the stadium grew tense, the hopes of the city flickering with each quarter. When the final whistle blew and the defeat was sealed, Taylor's heart broke for Travis. She waited in the suite, letting him have his moment alone on the field, knowing just how much this game meant to him. When he finally came to her, his exhaustion was palpable. She hugged him tightly, whispered words of comfort, and felt his body relax just a little in her arms. They didn't need to say much. Sometimes, the most profound things are said in silence. After media firestorm, the relentless speculation, the two of them slipped away from the stadium, city lights blurring past the windows as they drove home. The car was quiet but not awkward, just two people, hands intertwined, thinking about what came next. That's what made the Boxing Day dinner so important. It was a pause, a breath, a reminder that the world is made up of small joys and shared moments. The pajamas were a joke that became tradition. The food was comforting, but the real gift was the laughter, the shared stories, the sense that even in uncertain times, there's always something to celebrate. Travis stood up at one point, raised his glass, and toasted to new beginnings. Everyone cheered, the sound bouncing off the walls, marking the start of something new and unknown. Later, Taylor and Travis wandered outside, snow falling softly, the world muffled and bright. They talked about everything and nothing, football, music, dreams, fears. Taylor sang a few lines of a new song, her voice threading through night, and Travis laughed, pulling her close. Inside, their friends and family lingered, finishing dessert, cleaning up, still talking, still celebrating. No one wanted the night to end. Taylor and Travis stood beneath the falling snow, reluctant to go back inside, savoring the rare, perfect peace of a moment suspended between past and future. Tomorrow would bring headlines and questions, decisions and new adventures. But tonight, they had each other, and that was enough. The season had been long, the journey winding and unpredictable, but as they looked at each other, Taylor realized that love, above all, was a story she wanted to live. As the house glowed with light and laughter, as the city dreamed beneath a blanket of snow, Taylor and Travis knew this was only the beginning. The best chapters were still waiting to be written.